Hey, welcome back to the shop. My name is Eric. Today I thought I'd talk about, you know, getting into the business, staying in the business, and how we as shop owners have to evolve or get out, one or the other. Now, in my last video, I had mentioned that the biggest thing going on right now, like with most of your older mechanics and that knowledge, is gone because they're passing away and it's not being passed down. And I'd like to see a change. I'd like to see you older guys out there mentoring the younger guys. You gotta let them learn. You gotta show them how. I know in our area, it's not so much the older mechanics, it's trying to get the young people interested in our trade. And that's going across all industries, whether it be automotive, whether it be small engine. People, what I'm seeing is the next generation or the younger generation are not that enthusiastic, you know, as I was. Even in my in my early 20s, I owned my first farm. I had bought it. But from 18 years on, I had worked on farms. I worked for other people. And then I took where I managed two farms. When it was two different dairy farms, I combined them into one and put the young stock and dry stuff down on one. I put the milkers up on the other. But I was always learning. I wanted to learn more. And that was what put me in the place to buy my own farm and run it. Same thing when I was in the mining industry. I worked underground as a miner. And I learned quickly with the older guys, if you kept your mouth shut and you listened and you did what they told you, they would be willing to teach you. But if you were a know-it-all, good luck. They didn't want nothing to do with it. And I think that's what's going on today with a lot of your older mechanics, is you need to, if you really want to learn, you need to keep your mouth shut and listen to what they're saying. You can ask questions, which I did, how should I do this or how should I do that? But once you ask that question, zip it and listen. And show that mechanic that you did listen. That's how we're going to change the industry of losing that knowledge. Now, as shop owners, the only way you're going to survive is to evolve. So what do I mean by evolving? I mean, what worked yesterday for our normal shops does not work today. I can tell you that for a fact. The world's changing all the time. And if we're not willing to change with it, then we're probably going to get left behind. You guys that are interested in starting a shop, and for these guys, you guys that are already own shops and you're not seeing a big uptick in business, then here are some of the things that you can utilize to help with that. Now, you don't have to be 100% tech savvy to do a lot of these things. It helps that you have some experience around a computer, your phone, and managing of how to get here and there online. Now, I've talked about in other videos that you really need to have a Facebook business account. Now, if you already have a Facebook account, you're halfway there, because all you have to do is click over onto create a page, which is a business page, and fill it all in, and it will list your hours. People can contact you directly through Facebook. But some people say, well, I don't want to have my Facebook business page somehow linked to my regular Facebook with all my friends. I don't want them to be bombarded, and nobody on your friends list will know you had that business page unless you invite them over. Okay? That business page, an example is I have a Facebook page for myself, for my own personal use, and I have around 375 friends and family on that Facebook account. Now, on my Facebook business account for this business, Northern New York Parts, I have over 5,000. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you're not doing it and taking advantage of what's out there for you, then you're going to miss the boat. The other thing is, I like with having the business page is Facebook messaging, is people can tag you, and I like using Marketplace. Now, for you guys that are doing the flips, finding stuff on Facebook and going and buying it for as little as possible and then putting a little bit into it and flipping it, make some money, it's a great place to do it. Craigslist is dead. For you older guys, it is. Nobody's going there except you and these scammers. The other thing I mentioned with Facebook, with a business page, is you can also, you got to be careful, but you can create ad where you can put ads on Facebook, on Marketplace, and into Facebook, where people are talking back and forth with each other within their own Facebook account. Be careful. It can get expensive fast and get zero results. What I like to do with Facebook Marketplace is I'll put in a listing wanted or in search of, or and offer my services. You'd be surprised of how many people we've taken in for business doing just that, and it costs $0. But if you come right out and plainly do it, I'll tell you right now, Facebook will say it's prohibited. You cannot ask for business on Facebook without paying for it. That's how they look at it. And it's not real people checking your listings. It's AI. Get used to it, folks. AI is here. AI is checking everything. It can check it a lot faster than any human. But the downfall of AI is it has no personal touch to it. It just, what goes in comes out. So if I want AI to look for this, this, and this, then I input those, and that's what AI looks for. And it keeps evolving by looking for it. But if I don't put this, this, and this over here into it, then AI is not going to be looking for it. It has no clue about it. It doesn't care about it. Only what I told it to go look for. The other thing, with evolving, you really need to have a website, a .com. And be careful. People that have really long .coms get fewer visitors because people are trying to remember your whole .com address. See, like with ours, I got into it early. I've got over 100 .coms. But I grabbed nnyparts.com for this business. Same thing with myfarmparts.com. I grabbed that early on. And the shorter you can get it, the better it is. But this day and age, the shorter you get it, the more expensive it's going to be, because good chances are there's some tech guy sitting on it and been paying on that every year, hoping to find somebody willing to pay crazy money for it. So be careful of that. Doing a website, it hasn't got to be anything glamorous. It just needs to have your contact information, what you do, and where they can find you. It's an address, and it has to be searchable. so that when they punch into Google or Bing or what have you, that you're going to come up in the first page. If you're not in the first page, forget it. You're not going to be there. And you can test it by having your website on one computer and having a friend just punch in, Small's Repair Shop close to me and see how it comes up. The other thing, a Google page, business page, a must. Again, evolving. With having Google as a partner, they don't charge you for setting up a business page. Actually, it's a plus to them because they can get people to the right place that they want to go. That's what Google's always been about, even since its very beginning when all we did was just Gmail. That was the early beginnings. Google wants to have the biggest database that is more right than wrong. I know sometimes people say, no, that's not true. It is true. Google wants to be right more often than wrong, because if they're wrong a lot of the time, where they got a bunch of junk websites they're trying to stick in there, then people will quit using them, period. What you will see on the first couple things, disregard them. It's sponsored. Somebody's paying to be put up high on that first page. So I skip all the sponsors. They're all paying to be seen if I'm looking for something. But with the Google business page, it's easy to set up. You have to go through a couple processes to make sure that they know you are legit. And you can have the address, all your contact information. You can post on YouTube or on Google business page. There's a number of things you can do. In evolving, how to accept money. The old school was either check, cash, or credit card. And now there's so many different ways to do it. Cash is still king. We love it here like everybody else does. But not everybody carries cash. Now, depending on your locality, a lot of people carry a card, and that way they want it on the card. You need to have a way to accept credit cards. Personally, what I would do when it comes to accepting credit cards is find out, what is that card going to cost you? Is there a monthly fee? Is there a transaction fee? What percent do they take off the top? Those things you need to know. And other ways that conventional credit card companies, where they will bring in a unit where you can swipe. PayPal has also gotten in the market years ago that you can, it just pops into your phone, USB port, it's a mini ports, or into a laptop, and you can swipe the card there. They've also got card readers where you can use and with using PayPal, you don't have to use it just to accept credit cards. Now, if you're selling something online, you can accept PayPal as your payment way. And a lot of people like it that way, because the way PayPal sets up is, if I wanted to buy stuff online, but I really didn't want to expose my credit card, my debit card, and stuff like that, what PayPal does is it acts as a front. And you can have your credit card or your debit card linked to that account, and you can use PayPal to buy it with, and they will take it out of your account and pay the person that you want to pay what they're asking. And it's a well accepted way of payment on eBay. Amazon, not so. They have their own setup. But there's a lot of things that PayPal does that's very helpful for us, the business people that are trying to figure out how to make money and get it paid for. It really shined for us during COVID, because people didn't want to be, everybody was trying to keep their distance and this and that, and we were trying to figure out how to do workarounds. And I said, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to contact all of our customers and we're going to say we're still doing, because we were mandated because we did farm tractor repair, so farmers were mandated. But we were open. So what we did was we told our customers, let us know when you want yours serviced or fixed or what have you. Leave it out where we can see it. We will come to your place, pick it up with our trailer, bring it back to the shop, get it fixed, and then we'll have you pay the bill through PayPal, where you can pay through email, or it's a direct link, go over to PayPal and pay it. And it worked out really, really good, so we didn't see a big drop and then come back up. We pretty well stayed right across. But there's there's hundreds of processors out there. You have to decide what is best for you as a business owner. And I've talked about it in the past I really don't think the surcharge to your customer is the right thing to do. We don't. We figure it into the cost of doing business. And as long as we're getting paid, hey. So I hoped some of this stuff on how to evolve is kind of making you think up here. It's going to be easier for you younger guys because you're already using your iPhones and that, for everything. And you know how to do 90% of what I'm telling you right now. The other 10% can be quickly learned. For you older guys, it's going to take you a little longer. I spent 4 years in college to get my bachelor's in IT and got up and running early on before the tech really blew. And I stayed with the technology. You have to, because I was always under the impression and told that if you take a break for 6 months, you'll never catch up. That's how fast technology is moving. And how the old goes and the new comes in. All right, on that, I'll catch you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.